All right. Well, hey team. It is it is Monday, June 30th already. So we're sitting on the last day of the month. Glad you guys are here. Good crowd in the room. We're going to do some celebrating tonight. We're going to hear from some coaches that are kind of knocking it out of the park with their new clients, new coaches, and then also hopefully hear from one or two of our new coaches, and then talk about some changes that are coming. So you picked a really good night to be on team time. And Meg Johnson is back in the house. She's had some conflicts on Monday. You want to say hey, Meg?
Yes. Hey, everybody. Really glad to be back in the family. Had some crazy stuff happening on Monday nights, but super glad to be here tonight and to see everybody's face.
So I know Meg, because you had sent me a message about how disconnected you
Mhm.
felt. And one of the Edge activities is to attend your weekly team meetings. So talk about that because it was bothering you, like how
Yeah,
disconnected. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I have never, so we had swim team going on this summer and so that's where I was on Monday nights and watch the recordings and all that, but still felt super disconnected. And there's nothing like, I mean, being here live. Like I don't know, makes such a difference. So glad so many of us are on here live tonight, but it's hard when we're disconnected to and we get out of the habit. We know this, right? We're like the habit people, but habits build on each other, right? So it makes such a big difference, and I'm super thankful that I'm able to plug back in.
Yeah, glad to have you back. And it is true. I think that's why it is an edge activity, is that because we know statistically that when we're connected, whether you're a client or a coach, when you're plugged in, your own success is going to be so much better. So these numbers might fluctuate a little bit, but I just went ahead and pulled the numbers together for our June celebration. So give me just a second as I pull up that screen because we've got some pretty cool things to celebrate. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to get my video panel. Shauna, can you see my screen where it says team celebrations? Okay, let me get on the time. It's a slideshow. So this is for the month of June, you guys. We had some very cool things happening. So the client support bonus, that is now for new clients that meet the minimum threshold, with the minimum being a 3% bonus for three or more new clients. I think this is the first month we didn't have anybody earn it for the three, but we had people earn it for the 5% bonus and the 7%, which meant five new clients and or seven. So big shout outs to Carolyn Twitchell and Kelly McCulloch, who earned the 5% client support bonus for five new clients. And you're going to get to hear from Carolyn in just a little bit, some cool things that she's putting in place. Also, 7% earner, just killing it over there. I don't think she could be on tonight unless she's on by phone because she's working. But Ellen Stone Stewart is crushing it. This is, I think, her second month as a coach, you guys. So we're going to also recognize Ellen. She has reached the rank of associate director in her second month of coaching, associate director. This will be verified at month end, but I'm telling you, she earned it. She's going to get the $1,000, that accelerator bonus for helping five new clients in. So she's going to get that bonus on top of her 7% client support bonus. So she's doing well by sharing boldly and helping so many new people. Not to be outdone is Kelly. So we've got to recognize and give a big shout out. Throw her some love in the chat because Kelly, again, to be verified, but because she's been partnering so closely with Ellen and helping her or with those new clients, she's going to get the $1,000 assist bonus, that accelerator assist bonus. She qualified for the ED Summit in Baltimore. And then that new bonus that was just released, that the additional $1,000 for being a level one edge earner, she got. So Kelly, big shout out to you. That's huge, huge. So good job. These are our executive directors in the group, shouting out to, oh, and they could be higher rank, but executive director or higher is Frank and Shauna, Meg, myself, Lori Cole, Kelly, and Julie Apple Walker. So show them some love in the chat. And then fully integrated business coaches, FIBCs and above. That means you have a minimum of 5 senior coaches on your team, is myself and Meg. So congrats on that. $10,000 club. So this is frontline FQV of 10,000 or more, which is helping a lot of clients, Frank and Shauna and Kelly. So those names, you're seeing them there, lots of clients, helping coaches as well. And then we started breaking it down, recognizing other levels. So Meg and I each at $8,000 or higher in FQV. So that's exciting. And then look at our sponsoring champions. We had 3 new coaches join our team. I know Debbie, I don't think is on tonight, but Debbie Pasco sponsored a new coach, and then Frank and Shauna sponsored 2 new coaches this month. So 3 new coaches on our team, and then as a group, we've helped 21 new clients to Better Health. So thank you guys. Really thank you to everybody who is making a difference out there sharing. I know a lot of us are doing the work, maybe haven't seen the fruition yet, but just know that what you're doing and is servicing all your existing clients makes a really big difference. We're making impact. So want to turn it over, Meg, because I think we want to hear from Carolyn on your team.
Yeah, and I think we might want to pivot because
Okay.
they had some bad weather, so she might be on in a little bit.
Oh, okay. We can absolutely do that. Absolutely. I thought I saw her come in. Oh, okay. And so Ellen, I see that you are on. I know we've been getting giving you shout outs every week, but super, super excited for you. And I heard little birdie told me that you were quite nervous when you started out initially with coaching. Can you come off mute for a second?
Yes, I was, but I have a great coach. Kelly is wonderful and really excited. So,
Good. You feel like you're starting to build some confidence now that you're seeing the interest and people signing
I
up.
did the last 2, I signed the last 2 myself and did their kickoff calls. So exciting, loving it. Hoping next month's going to be just as good.
Yeah, yeah. You just keep doing what you're doing. It's working, you're growing, and Kelly will teach you how to service those clients well. So they'll become your referral partners and potential coaches. So as they're hitting their health goals. So well done. And I know you're at work and you also work full time on top of all of this. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right, Frank, would love to turn it over to you. I know you have been offering coaching, Frank, and you had a couple people attend the call last week, and just wanted you to share a little bit about that, what it feels like to have some new coaches join your team. And I know at least one of your coaches is on tonight.
Yeah, he was on. He just texted me they have an emergency going on right
Oh,
now.
shoot.
So life hits, but he was on here just a minute ago, so life hits. But yeah, I mean, Shauna and I are just doing the same old, same old. I mean, reaching out, being very consistent with our posting, networking. We went to a restaurant tavern together, her and I, talking to some people, passing out cards and that sort of stuff. So we're just doing the same old, same old. And then with our clients, we just, dripping coaching, looking for that problem, trying to offer the solution. Both of our new coaches, their problem in our phone calls was basically all around finances. And Nate, who was just on here a minute ago, he wanted to create an additional revenue stream. And then Dr. Ali, who's working late, he wanted to set up additional revenue streams too. He's an entrepreneur, a podcaster, an author, and he's just looking for additional revenue streams. So I knew both of their problem was money, and I knew they would be sharing some income in that last coaching call, or I thought they would anyways. And they actually had screenshots of people's checks, and it was quite revealing. I mean, they showed, I think it was Dr. Goff showed a $27,000 income monthly income check. And then at the end of the call, they showed snapshots of different checks, and some were 5,000 a month, 8,000 a month. $16,000 a month. I saw one that was $58,000 a month. So, when those are pretty impactful for people that are looking for income. So we're just doing the same old stuff, that nothing out of the ordinary, just inviting people. They happened to show up. They were both got excited, and they both texted me right after the Coach Explore call and said, "We're in. What do we need to do?" And they signed up.
Yeah, that's exciting. I think we're really fortunate that we can tap into Dan and Megan Valentine's resources and their Coach Explorers, which they're offering them very frequently. They're getting almost close to 1,000 people on them, people that are interested in learning about coaching. Statistics, I just heard a statistic that it's like 40 something percent of Americans right now have a side hustle or are actively looking for one. I think we've hit the point in the economy that people do want and need that extra income. So remember that, because this is an incredible business that we can offer to somebody else. And that these calls, this real talk on coaching, they're not canned webinars. They are real people sharing. And one of the things that Nate had said, had the opportunity to meet him before this call, was he said that he had it in his head that he needed to be at his goal weight, that he wanted to be at his goal weight, that he wanted to be able to be at his weight, proved himself, and that he heard over and over from numerous people on that call that that wasn't the case. And so he just needed to hear it from somebody else other than just Frank. So really encourage you to use those tools. The other thing I wanted to share, and Frank, I hope it's okay, because it really hit me, was that Nate was a returning client. He had done program before, life got in the way, went away, and then had some health issues and came back. And Frank he raved about how well Frank welcomed him back, just ready to work with him again, partnered with him. I think he's down, 50 something pounds now, coming off medications, feels amazing, and now realizes I need to turn and pay this forward. So don't give up on your existing clients. Life happens, all of that. But I thought that was really, really powerful. So thank you, Frank, for sharing on that. All right. Meg, I haven't seen her come back in yet, right? No. Maybe she can come in by phone or something. Yeah. Okay, let's just go over a couple like kind of logistical things, because there's been some things happening, and I want to make sure we are all up to speed, especially as we're heading into the new month. I did just post this in, I don't have an image of it, but I did just post it in Coaches Up for Change. But the Valentines are offering their July Kickstart working session. It is Wednesday, July 2nd at 1 p.m. This is an actual interactive working session where you can actually do your map. They go over how to do the map, where to find your numbers, doing your map, making your list of people that you're going to connect with, setting your game plan for the month. So we know that for our success, having a plan is critical. So that would be something powerful to tap into if you're ready to engage on that level. But some of the things that we just are putting into place this month, we as our team and also within Optavia, let me just show you real quick. All right. Okay. I lose my screen here for a second. So Lori Day, can you see my screen where it says red, white, and blue? Red, white, and burn. All right. So okay, awesome. We are offering, and it's posted in the coach group, now posted in the client group as well. We've had 7 people sign up already, and it's just been posted for a few days, is our red, white, and burn. So we know that summertime, sometimes people fall off track, etc., but they realize they want to get on track. So we're offering this 2-week challenge for a couple of reasons. It's really just a marketing technique for you. It gives you a reason to reach out to your people you've done health assessments with that haven't been ready yet. Maybe your wishy-washy clients that have been kind of on program, off program. It's a way for them to refocus, but also with your inactive clients. Again, it gives you a reason to call to say, hey, I don't know where you are with your health. Just wanted to make sure you knew we had this going on. It can be an opportunity to re-engage, re-plug in. All people need to do is follow their eating plan. So you can do a call with them, find out what their goals are. For that, they need to drink 64 to 80 ounces of water a day and no alcohol during this 2 weeks. Listen to the Monday night, participate in the Monday night call or listen to the podcast, and then talk to you each week. We're just going to keep it simple, but try to integrate. It's 2 weeks, starts on July 14th. So we gave you some lead time because we know that we have the holiday coming up. So we've got some lead time. This is also going to be effective after the changes to Premier Plus go into effect. So you can talk to inactives about that as well. So just wanted to see if anybody had any questions on this. Nope. All right. Good. Everything, including the registration link, is out there. This could be an opportunity too, if you have anybody that's been on the fence about the program, unsure, you can offer we have the 2-week kits now, the weight loss Kickstarter and the 2-week like trial program. So that can be a great way somebody can get in at a budget friendly price and give us a shot and see what's possible. So, okay. Now, tomorrow is July 1st, and I think tomorrow is when clients and inactives are going to be notified about the new Premier Plus program. And it is effective in 1 week. So it's effective on July 8th. So any of your people that you sign up on or after that date, and anybody who has renewals or their monthly orders processing July 8th are going to be affected by this. But we did cover it last week, but I feel like I keep having to look at it so I can understand it and make sure I get it. But it is basically a redesigned auto ship program that is way more favorable to our clients than what we've had in the past, especially for the situations of going from first order to second order. And also for people that just want to do smaller orders and maybe they just need 1 or 2 things or a couple of things and they don't want to pay that, $25 to $35 shipping that they were having to pay in the past. So I pulled this, if you want to do a screenshot of it, but I pulled it from Coach Answers. So if you are looking for the information on it, Coach Answers is all up to date, but it is a new auto ship program designed to make our attracting clients easier, simpler, easier to explain, and also retaining clients to be easier. So any order that is $350 or more, they're going to get, instead of doing the $121 discount or whatever, they're going to get 20% off their first time acquisition order. So they're going to get that. Then, or it's 10% off if it's between $250 and $349. And then continuity orders, which means that's their second order, they're going to get discounts instead of rewards. All right, so discounts just right off the front versus rewards. So we don't have to worry about rewards expiring, that sort of thing. If somebody does currently have rewards on their account, when their order is getting ready to, their Premier is getting ready to process, the system will calculate which situation is more beneficial to them, their current rewards or this 15% off continuity discount. So we're going to be well taken care of for that. Okay. And then the price has been reduced on most of our items, which is nice. And then, no more 180 waiting day period for inactive clients. They can just re-engage at any time. And that's what we want, is to keep it simple for people, especially being a lifestyle company that somebody might just want Ascend for healthy snacks. They might just want the whey protein. They might just want aminos, any of that. We're just going to make it super, super flexible for them. And then it's just predictable flat rate shipping for everybody. $7.95 an order, no matter what, unless they live in Alaska or the really, really far places away. And then down at the bottom are the benefits for it. So just wanted to stop here for a second and answer questions, comments, maybe what you might be planning to do with this, with talking about it to your existing clients.
Hey Dee, could you, after we get done, put up that first slide again for another screenshot?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Do you have a question?
Yes.
I think I just misunderstood a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about this. So they're still going to be on auto ship, they're still going to have orders that will automatically place every 15th or 2nd or whatever their date is.
Yes.
Okay. That's where I was thrown a little bit. And then from that point after their 3rd month, they just automatically get 10% off of that certain bracket of order.
Right. 15% if it's 350 or higher, or 10% if it's within that bracket.
Okay.
Yeah. And the orders, like the first order is lower price now because it's 28 days of fuelings rather than 30. And the orders will process every 28 days now.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be automatically adjusted.
Yeah, so Dee, because it's processing every 28 days, the order will not be the same date, like from the 2nd of July to the 2nd of August, because that day will change all the time, because some months have 30 and some 31. So I guess when we're having a new client, we just need to tell them 28 days instead of the same day every month, right?
Exactly. And that's automatically going to adjust after July 8th. If it was on the 30-day, it'll just move up to the 2 days earlier. So it's every 28 days because we don't want them to run out of fuelings.
And clients will get the same notification, the 7 days in advance and 4 days.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And what
So
about
they-
the 60
they can-
days? Like for rewards, that goes away then?
Yeah, there'll be no more need for 60 days. So once that initial order, the 60 days, that's still going to apply for people that currently have rewards. And then their first order that processes within that window of the 60 days is when the system will calculate what's the better deal for them. But then my understanding is after that 60 days, if they let their rewards go down and then they come back, then they'll just be subject to these new guidelines.
So they could potentially get 2 orders in 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
What if they don't want that, then they just have to manually go in and put it out to, okay. But it won't automatically adjust to that. It's still it'll revert back to every 28 days.
It's always going to be every 28 days.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way the master program is written.
Okay.
Yeah. But they can always stop and start too. There might be more stop and starts too with it. But all right, let me pop this up real quick. Lori, is that the screen you were talking about, Lori? Yes.
Got it.
Okay, cool. All right. Just a couple more things with that, just to make sure. So that it was a good catch. I think it was Julie, you caught it last week. It was an incorrect slide, so that has been adjusted. But so this is, if you want to screenshot this is what your typical 5-in-1. This will be what their new order will look like with the pricing. This is without the Habits of Health system. And then their second order will be 386 there. So there is it's less than a 6% bump on that, where it was much bigger before.
Do you know if the company's going to be sending this information out to all the clients?
Yes, my understanding is they are going to be notifying clients and inactives as well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then one more thing I'll show, and then, well, actually, I want to go ahead and turn it over to Meg. I think I saw Carolyn hop in.
Yes. All right. Hey, everybody. So excited that Carolyn could be on. She just finished with a group of individuals, and I don't want to steal any of her thunder, but I just want to affirm her in front of everyone. Carolyn, you saw us already acknowledge she added 5 new clients this month and did something out of the box, and it is a raving success. And so, Carolyn, we're so excited for you and inspired by you. So would you share with us a little bit about that?
Sure. And Meg was just in our meeting with us. So Meg, thank you for popping in, and people just were so impressed with what you shared and your inspiration. So I always love to show people that we all work together as a team. It's really important, I think, for people to understand there's community out here. The change is hard, so it's just nice for her to share, as part of the community of coaches working to empower our clients. So I was a little slow with things, a few months ago, and I was like, what can I do to, make change? And I always try to talk to my clients about what can you do instead of what can't you do. So we came up with an idea of trying a plan of having live meetings. So it's a pilot program where I have clients and I invited a bunch of people if they were curious about Optavia to come in, and I would do a presentation. And we would do live meetings once a week for local people, local clients. And it worked out great. I have 5 clients that are doing it. 2 are on Zoom, 3 are live. I have a couple more people that now want to hop in now that they've heard about it and the momentum is starting. So I just think I think it's important to try new things and to be open to giving things a chance. We have nothing to lose, right? And it's kind of like I stepped out of my comfort zone for sure, because I wrote a proposal to the company where I hold these events. I went out in social media and advertised for this. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I figured, you know what? Let's see. Who knows? It could be worth a try. And it's the loveliest group of women, and they are supporting one another. I still meet with them, separately in a coach call, but then we also meet in person. And it just was really nice to see what, people could share their success and their struggles as a group. So I think it was just a testament to like, what the heck, right? Like, let's give things a try and see what works. And this, luckily, is working so far. And I just feel like as coaches, it's our own business. We can do and try anything. And so why not, I call it believe in yourself and give it a try and see if it works. And if anybody is curious about this model, I'd be happy to share. I wrote a proposal for the company where it's a health center where we do these events. And they've been great. I have the kitchen. I make like a lean and green. Tonight I did fueling hacks. I always have like a special guest that came. Meg was our special guest tonight, a special guest for 15 minutes. And last week I did like a chair massage stretch coach who treated the women to, a stretch and massage to show them like have goals outside of, weight loss and be good to your body in different ways. And so I thought that'd be a treat last week for them. Meg was our treat tonight, and she really talked about the psychology about, hopping in. This is their first week on plan together, and change is hard, but we can build, our habits. And she talked about structural tension, which was very helpful to everybody. So anyway, I would just encourage anybody to try new things. And it's fun for us to share with each other what people have tried, what's worked, what hasn't worked, because we're all in the same boat trying to, just let more people know about Optavia.
So awesome, Carolyn. Thank you so much for sharing. We love watching and cheering you on from the sidelines. Thanks for inspiring us. And I heard from another practitioner today who had a great idea. She is writing prescriptions for the GLP-1s, and she said, you know what, if you have any weight loss centers in your area, if you go to them and give this idea that like, hey, I could bring support for your clients. This really could be a great opportunity. So I know we've got lots in our area. I'm sure there's lots in your area as well. And I know it takes a village to help people. So just wanted to pass that little idea on. Thank you, Carolyn, for being on tonight, and back to you, Dee.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. And I know, we had talked about it before, and Carolyn was like, I'm kind of up here by myself. I don't have any other coaches, like feeling very alone. And she travels and like, do I want to commit to this? But man, it was like week 1, 5 new people signed up, right? Because they heard about it, got in the room, right? And heard about it. So, we used to do a lot more in-person meetings in Atlanta. And that reminds me, I think people want community. So, I love your idea, Meg, of, if you're serious about your business, there's a lot of opportunity to get out and look to connect with other wellness centers or whatever. And you could do something like that in your area. So, kudos, Carolyn, for doing it. And so far the pilot's working. So I like it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one quick thing. It was interesting because the wellness center where I'm doing this, they did a lot of market research, and it was interesting. People don't want to hear the word health anymore. They want to hear weight loss. So it's almost like because of the weight loss drugs. So I marketed it as a weight loss program. And it was interesting because I never used that, ever would have thought to use that word. And I found that people responded to that because they do want to lose weight. Healthy is a nebulous word, right? But like lose weight. This program, this pilot program, is for losing weight. And I think I wanted to share that with you because I wouldn't have used that terminology if they hadn't told me that. Anyway, so I wanted to pass that on.
I don't disagree with that. You know, I was always like talking health and transformation and lifelong change. And that really is our platform of what makes us different. But at the end of the day, people want weight loss. And the guy that I'm dating now, he has had 25 years in marketing and advertising. And he was, you know, suggesting, he said, I think you need to hit it on head on, just like the weight loss drugs, like, hey, proven program, scientific, fat burn, et cetera. So like I did a post for that. And then when you have them, and Dr. A always said he partnered with Medifast because it was a clinically proven program that worked fast. And he said people, once they start getting results, then you can get them in the teachable moment.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I think that is worth noting. So thank you for pointing
For sure. I just wanted to bring that up. And the other thing in the market research was people are desperate to meet in live situations. So Weight Watchers is starting to do this in Manhattan. So it's why we got this idea. So people want to meet in person. So I just want to share that too, that it was something that people were, you know, craving.
Yeah, that's huge, huge. Well, very good. Thank you for sharing with us. And speaking of meeting in person, we've got the Optavia Impact is coming up on July 19th. So regardless of where you live in the country, I encourage you to, that could be maybe an opportunity to connect with others, but you'll want to register for that. And you can go to optaviaevents.com. If you are a new coach, definitely want to be a part of it so that you can really get the big picture of Optavia, hear from our president, the CEO of Medifast, et cetera. And if you live in the Atlanta area, we are doing a watch party again. We had a great turnout last time. So if you haven't been connected in a while, haven't been in person in a while, if you live in this area or the Southeast, would highly encourage you to come. I do have in the coach group a Google form. So it's from 1 to 4 is the event. We'll meet at 11:30. We'll do lunch together, get a little social time because we've been missing that, and would love to have you as a part of it. And Vicki, do you want to mention about yours?
Sure. I'm going to host one here in Fort Mill. So anybody in the Charlotte area that would like to come, or if it's a little further drive than that, you're welcome to spend the night, Friday and or Saturday night, to help with the drive, but kind of same thing. So just reach out to me and let me know. Would love to have a group here, and we'll go for a swim afterwards.
Yeah, first time I really met Vicki and hung out with her was at the Mountain House. And I remember a friend said, Zena Friedman said, if Vicki Meister invites you to her house, you want to go. So
And look what happened.
Look what happened. Yeah. So, well, very good. Well, this was a full night, you guys. Thank you to everybody who shared. I'm so glad each one of you guys were on. Really great turnout tonight. You can hop on the community call after this. And then our Dan and Megan Valentine's call at 8:30 is open. They're actually putting into like a 180-day action plan, something that they're announcing. So if you are ready for that, I encourage you to hop in there as well. So, all right. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a good rest of the night.
Thanks, Jamie.